What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Process with Matt Corman. If you didn't know, I changed the name of the podcast to The Process. I felt like the Matt Corman podcast just wasn't creative enough. Trying to be creative. So we're here today with Call Me Karizma. What's going on, man? How are you?
What's up? Yeah, I like the name change, by the way, because that's
Thank
what
you.
that's what it's all about, the process, anyways, right?
Yeah, exactly. The journey
Yeah,
is everything. I was,
yeah. But it's
I
like,
was,
yes,
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of true though, right? And
yeah.
it's like, I think, yeah, just having our name doesn't like explain what it's all about, and the process is more what this is about. So
5 seconds in, already spitting some fucking game, dude.
yeah,
100%. Speaking of the process, for those that don't know, Charisma has been putting out music for a long time now, over a decade. It says that you started around 2015. Is that true? Give me a little background. Why don't you tell everybody when you
yeah,
started
yeah. I
making
mean,
music and the
I mean,
story?
I think we all started like when we were like 10, because that's when we
Yeah.
wanted to. But I would say my first tour that I got to do, I played like some local shows before 2015, but my first like tour I got to go out on was 2015, and that's when I really started being like, oh, this could be a thing, and I started gaining fans. You'd play for like 100 people opening like a 15-minute set, and then you just go try to meet every single one of them. And
Mhm.
this was before TikTok, and I don't know, Instagram was around, but like not what it is now. Not like Instagram Reels. It was all about photos, and like Twitter was like the thing at the time. So
Mm.
I was just trying to get fans on there, and it was all about the concert. If you made fans at the show, they would come back and see you next time. So it was like a different way, but I gained them. I guess gained fans the old-fashioned way, which is like they stick with you. Because if they
Yeah.
become a fan from your concert, as you know, like they're gonna be a fan. If they see like one of your videos on social media, they might follow you, but are they really a fan? I don't know. So I was lucky that way to kind of quote unquote like make it before this social media thing, because I would be like messed up right now if this is how you had to like gain fans and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I mean, for sure. No, dude, you're 100% right. I mean, even to the point is like, I thought because I had streams on my music at one point, I was like, great, I can go tour.
mhm.
And I did a tour
Yeah,
and no one came. Like
yeah,
literally, like I sold like no fucking tickets at a show in Eugene, Oregon.
hmm,
But it said online on Spotify that I have hella streams there,
yeah,
And what I have learned is that you're right, 100%. If you have people actually coming out to your concerts and you're putting asses in seats,
yeah,
those fans actually will support you through everything. Like the people that are listening to this podcast aren't the people that are streaming the Matt Corman music.
yeah,
They may be streaming the Matt Corman music. The people that listen to this podcast buy fucking tickets.
yeah, yeah, of
They
course.
actually give a fuck. And so, yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, you came up and you've been doing shows. So you started doing shows. Your first tour in 2015. It's now 2025. So that's
Yeah,
10 years of touring. Have you been touring every year?
yeah. I mean, besides, I mean, dude, even during COVID, it was funny. I was playing shows, and we had a show. I remember the last one is in Atlanta, because we started going north, and like in the South, people were like, we don't care about COVID, like whatever. And but after that, they're like, yo, we got to stop playing shows. It was like March 15th of like COVID. This was like right in the, and we're like, dude, it's just the flu, like whatever,
And
bro, like rock on.
yeah,
And my manager at the time and agent are like, dude, stop playing shows. Like this is not a good, because I didn't, I wasn't like reading the news about it. People were coming to the concert still. Um,
right.
so then after that, maybe like a year, we didn't play shows just because it was kind of difficult to like really route anything, because
Yeah.
some venues would be cool, some venues wouldn't. Um, but maybe, yeah, besides like maybe 2021, yeah, I played shows or done tours ever since, and usually headlining. But in 2023 and 2024, I did some like support runs again, and it was pretty cool to like being able to not have that pressure of bringing everyone to the
Yeah. I love that.
shows and sell
Love that.
tickets. You just play the concert, hopefully gain some fans, and like you're out.
Yeah, a hundred
Yeah.
percent. And I so recently I mean, dude, I relate. This last year, I did a headline run, and I did one this year too. So I've done like two or three
Hmm.
headline
Yeah.
tours, like national tours. And while it's great and everything, and like we've been building every time, started from like the first one had like 50 people, 60
Yeah.
people was like a big show,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest with you. And then the last one we did like 140 or something like that, or 160, something like that. I forgot. I
That's
texted
so
you about it in
sick.
Denver. Yeah. And like that was incredible because it's like, wow. Like
Yeah.
like you can see it kind of go even in Utah, like we played Kilby Court and it's like
Yeah.
before it was like no, cup 15 people in there. And now it's like that room's like looking a little bigger now. And you
Yeah.
start to
Yeah.
see like, I'm like, oh, so you just have to go out here, build it, and then hopefully they bring a friend next time. You do a good show, and the next time that's kind of how you build it.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, it's interesting because you see guys like let's get right into it. You see guys nowadays will blow up off TikTok, and their tours are getting canceled. People don't, people are thinking that just because they have billions of streams that they have fans and tickets, and it's not the case anymore. And then it's not like a viable thing. It's like, how do you feel about the music industry right now and somebody that's trying to develop an actual fan base?
Well, one thing is that, and I've dealt with this a little bit too. Like sometimes you almost like don't want to post because you're like it might not do as well. You don't want to play a show because people might not come. And
Of
I think
course.
that fear is like almost the worst part. If you can afford to like maybe not make money on tour, like and you build up some money and like be like, no, this is an investment and look at it that way. I
Yeah.
think you should tour even if no one like, dude, you can make a story out of it. You can be like, yo, like my Spotify streams are crazy, but only 15 people came. It
Yeah.
just shows that like the internet's not real, and you can make a story and be like, but those 15 people are like legends, and people see that, and then that's the social media story that blows up, and now you have fans because you don't have, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
you can use it to your advantage. Now, I think I just saw some dude that he's doing this thing, this rapper like R&B kind of guy, and he's going around and playing shows in like barbershops and everything, and like 3 people are coming to his shows, but he's making a thing. He's like, next time like 8 people show up in North Carolina, today no one showed up except the barber, like kind of thing,
Wow.
and it's
Yeah.
like, but those I'm seeing his videos all the time, and that's part of the how you actually gain fans because people want to see real stuff, like especially in hip hop. Luckily, I'm not like super into that world, but I know you are. And like, especially hip hop, like people get clowned for not having big shows, which is a
Of
joke.
course.
You'd see like DaBaby, and it's like, oh, he only sold 2,000 tickets instead of 10,000. It's like, dude, do you know how hard it is to sell 2,000
Yeah.
tickets?
Put 2,000
But
people in a room for something.
yeah,
Like,
and it's like they give him like crap where it's like, oh, he fell off, and it's like, bro, like you don't realize how hard it is to get out there and sell tickets.
yeah.
Um, and that's the case, man. Like you just have to go out there and do it because I think as like AI and music is just so prevalent and there's just like a bunch of like this passerby kind of music, I think people are gonna yearn for coming to a concert and be like, I
Hmm.
want to see an artist, I want to feel it, I want to sweat, I want to sing the songs because you can just get the whole world on your phone and there's gonna be that like, no, I need like this real tangible thing. And I think that's where people like us will come and like kind of swoop up and win because people are going to be so afraid to play concerts because they're so used to getting that engagement on this phone that they're
Yeah.
not, that if they don't get in real life, they're like, I'm never touring again. Fuck that. So,
People are gonna start craving the real thing. Yeah,
yeah,
100%, dude. And dude, it's hard. I was talking with my friend Dylan, who was my tour manager on the last tour, and we pulled up to San Diego, right?
yeah.
And
Very
nowhere.
tough market.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
Nowhere else
dude.
we're playing Soda Bar. I know that
Yeah,
you're a vet, so it's like you probably know the vibes, dude. We pulled up there. I'm dead serious. We had 44 people there,
yeah, yeah.
but I was co-headlining with Ollie. I'll be
Hmm.
transparent. I probably had 10,
Yeah,
like 10 people by like 5 Matt Corman fans, 5 of their friend. They brought their friend.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Call it 10 people.
yeah,
And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm trying to talk with Dylan about, yo, I feel like I do all the things to sell tickets. Like I have I talk with the fans. I have this podcast for the long form, right? Like I do the
yeah,
funny videos so you can see that I'm a normal human. I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
I open for the people, the whole thing. Like I'm trying my ass off, and I'm like, I was having like I was bitching. I was having like
yeah,
a
yeah,
little I'm gonna bitch moment. And I told
yeah,
him that I'm like, hey, I'm gonna bitch for like 30 seconds. Just hear me out, man. Like,
yeah,
not sure where these people are at. Like, how do I reach these people? And then you know what he said to me that's interesting? He's like, bro, listen to your music and look at the people that are bigger than you in your lane, how many tickets they sell. And
yeah.
he said, your music sounds like Tyga, Drake, and G-Eazy fucked
Hmm.
each other and had a kid. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
Matt
yeah,
Corman came out.
for
Cool.
sure.
Drake obviously sells tickets.
Hmm.
G-Eazy sells tickets.
Yeah. But not what he did though.
Not what he did.
I
Not what he
remember
did.
seeing him. Sorry, but I remember seeing him play for like 15,000 people in Minneapolis, and then this was like 2014, 2014, 2017, like in that like where he was popping, right?
Yeah.
15,000 people, Target Center, where the Wild play hockey, and then I just saw him play for like 1,400 people in Minneapolis.
Dog.
It's like, dude, you just dropped by tenfold.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%. The
So
market's tough. And then and then on top of that, Tyga, he's like, think about Tyga. Is Tyga selling tickets? And you think it's like, Tyga plays clubs. Like, I live in Miami. Tyga's out here playing clubs. And then I'm like, all right, so the pinnacle of like what I'm going for is like, I mean, Drake's an anomaly,
yeah,
impossible. And then it's like, all right, so like even if I turn into like a G-Eazy, it's like 1,000, 2,000 people. So he's like, dude, it makes sense why we're showing up and there's 50 people here. That's a win.
Yeah.
And then there's 10 people here in this fucking hard market. But it's also the type of music too. Like my music, it can be like fast food. Like it's like you
Yeah,
can use
yeah.
it for a workout, whatever. But like you listen to music like like man, I remember when I first heard your first music, like not your first music, the first time I heard your music, I was on Cape Cod. I was like barely starting music. It felt
Yeah.
like, and you had this one song that talked about like depression, and it talked about like you had a line in it. I wish I knew the name of the song where you talk about taking pills
Hmm.
and like eat, but the way you talked about it was like eating it like it's like some sort of food. Do you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah. It was probably either like serotonin or zombie or something like that. But yeah,
Zombie.
one of those songs. Yeah.
Man, you know what you did for me though? And this is like before I had any interaction with you.
Yeah.
I felt like shocked
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I kind of was like, I was like, oh, I'm like, damn, like that's like very, like I've never heard somebody talk like that,
Hmm.
and it made me interested in what you do. And
For sure.
so you and guys like Fora and other guys that like are able to sell these tickets have like fans that would do anything for you
Yeah,
guys
yeah, yeah.
because you connect on this level
For
of
sure.
emotion that other
Yeah.
artists like. Maybe I don't do that to the extent, and I had a revelation with that too. I'm like, oh, these guys are selling like Call Me Karizma is selling really good tickets,
Hmm.
also because like his music, man, like your
Yeah,
music, people in their soul. It actually like you're like people are going through shit and they use you as a soundtrack to get better.
for sure. Yeah, no, and I think that's just because music to me, like I grew up listening to Eminem was my favorite, so I started out as more of a rapper, but what's important about listening to Eminem is his lyrics, right? Like he's very
Yeah,
blunt. In his earlier days, he didn't have like a lot of metaphors. Now he just tries to be like the most skilled rapper or whatever. But before, like you could feel the pain in his music,
sure.
and I think that was for every like middle class white kid that didn't like know what they were doing in life. Like that's how I related to him,
Yeah,
and just like having mommy troubles and stuff like that. And he I was like, wow, he just says it exactly how it is. He doesn't like just sugarcoat anything. And that's where I came from, and wanted to do my own lane. I know I'm more of like alternative like rock and like stuff like that sometimes, but just the lyrics is where I came from. That's what music was to me. And sometimes
yeah.
it's people like the beat, sometimes it's more of melody or like the feel, but for me I was just like what he's saying is just like incredible. And that's where I try to bring my music out and hopefully it helps people. And I think it has. There's like ups and downs, man. Like you have bigger shows some years, not like, dude, my monthly listeners are down to where I was in like 2018.
What are you at these days? Let me look,
Like
dude. So
nine.
I stopped paying attention to the listener thing, man.
Well, so did I. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, so I just had my biggest Europe tour or my biggest tour ever was like 350 to like 500 people, right?
Insane, dude. Yeah,
And
we were watching your videos last night for your last.
but my monthly listeners, I was up when I was like 2019, like on the radio and stuff. I would, I didn't even have Europe shows because I didn't have enough draw. My first time I went to Europe, dude, this was right after COVID. We went to Europe and just did like park shows, but there were like meetups and I'd play a few songs on the ukulele or something.
Yeah,
And I was like, holy shit, like 40 people showed up in
that's a
Hamburg,
lot.
Germany.
40
I was
people,
like, what
it's a
the,
lot.
like, but then I was like, well, it's free, but it's also, it was like snowing. It was like February, but like people came. I'm like, dang, maybe we could actually play shows here. And then we came back, we did like 100, 200 people at some of these places. And now we're doing like 350 to 500. And my monthly listeners are half of what they were when we did those park shows. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So it's like
mm.
sometimes these numbers are like just false. It's just not what it
Yeah,
is, man.
yeah.
Like, do people come to your shows or not? That's really like where I'm at. And maybe that's just my way of coping with like, I'm not as popular like streaming wise anymore. But I do think it's important because it's like, dude, if Spotify shut down tomorrow, like I would still be able to go play concerts. And I think that's really where it's at.
Amen, dude.
So
100%. I mean, dude, even for a guy like you though, it's like, all right, you're at 878,000 monthly listeners.
yeah,
I get it. You were at
yeah,
like fuck what 2 million or something like
yeah.
that at
At
one
one
point.
point,
It's like,
yeah,
yeah, and like that would hurt me too. I
yeah,
get it. But
yeah,
I think what we need to do as just like artists in general is because this shit is so shoved down our fucking throats at like we need like why is that number even there? I don't know. But for
yeah,
some
yeah.
reason it does help though. Like if a new person listens to my music, they'll like just it happened today. I was on a call with somebody and then like
Hmm.
we were talking, then he's like, "Oh, I'll look you up on Spotify." He looked up and he's like, "Oh, whoa," and starts taking the whole conversation more serious. So like
it's for people that don't get it, that see it. It's almost like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
but it's also, I'm a victim of that too. When I see like a video on YouTube, that's why people will put ads behind it to get these inflated numbers, because you take it more seriously, even though it might be way shittier than someone with 10 views on their video, but you give
Yeah.
them that extra credit. So I'm like guilty of doing that too. So I get it. And, but yeah, I mean, besides like, you got to think about it though. I had one song go pretty viral in like 2021 on TikTok. It was called Ardho, which was hilarious. At the time, it wasn't even on Spotify.
Mhm.
Someone ripped it from YouTube, put it
I
on
know this
TikTok,
song.
and it was
It's
going
huge.
viral.
Yeah.
And then I put it on Spotify, like rushed it. I'm like, holy shit, like it's going. And then I
Yeah.
got 30 million streams. And you think you're like, oh, I dropped a lot. It's like, well, 30 million people might have just been listening to that song. You know what I mean? They're not fans of you. So it's like, did I really did I lose a million fans, or did I lose one song that's not popular anymore? You know what I mean? So it's like, I kind of
Yes.
think of it that way, where it's like I had a million extra people that were just on TikTok listening to this song. They didn't
Yeah.
become a fan of me. So it's like, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and again, things come and go. Like you can have you can have something blow up on TikTok tomorrow and you'll be at 3 million monthly listeners.
Yeah.
Dude, I just saw someone that there's artists that are also more popular on social media than they even are on Spotify. So
Oh yeah. Of
they'll
course.
be good looking and maybe have like a trend or whatever, or they're famous, they're dating someone famous, some Kardashian or what, that kind of vibe. So
Yeah.
everyone knows them, they like the Instagram photos, but then they have half the amount of listeners on Spotify that they do followers on Instagram. So it's like, oh, people really don't fuck with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
don't even have the same amount of followers as you do listening to your music. That's crazy. So
100%. Dude, I was telling, dude, I can relate to that. And this is like embarrassing to say, but I don't even care. This is like what this is for. Just like being
yeah,
open. Dude,
yeah, of
I
course.
was playing my own fucking show with Ollie.
Hmm.
And I like the amount of times people came to me when I played my song Word of the Wise and was like,
Hmm.
bro, I didn't even know that was you. I love this song. And in my head, I'm
Hmm.
like, you're at the show. Like maybe I don't
Yeah,
know if you've
yeah.
ever dealt with that, but it's like dude, that's happened to me a lot. When I was on tour 4, I'd play like Word of the Wise or like How It Goes, and somebody would be like, I've heard, like, I have these songs in my playlist. I didn't even know that was you. Bro, they
Yeah,
don't even
yeah.
know what I look like.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
even, they're not a fan. And they
Hmm.
listen to the shit. It's in their favorites. And like, I can humbly admit, it's like, well, that's because I am a product of the algorithm.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, just because I have 100 plays on a
Yeah.
song, 90 of those plays could be shoved in their face over a Discover playlist or a fucking autoplay. And it's like,
Hmm.
granted, it's like, okay, cool. Like, they're like, I can be like, all right, cool. Like, that means I'm good because it's good
Hmm.
enough to show to people. But
Yeah.
also, I'm wise enough to know it's like, that doesn't mean that they give a fuck about Matt Corman.
Yeah. I
And
know
it's just, it's just
it's
true.
really tough, man. And then that's the thing where it's just like, how do you get that over? And like a lot of times now it's a lot like it's a little bit of pay to play. Like when it comes to, you got to put some ads behind it and get some
Yeah.
clicks, and which I'm running some ads now and they are working. Like but it's not a lot. You don't want to just put a bunch of money. You really want to find who your people are and like
Hmm.
get those, because I'd rather have 100 people come to my show than 1,000 people that'll never come. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's
Yeah.
really just like trying to find that. I think we're in a time of like niches right now. Like you really have to find your people and just rock with them. And
Yeah.
that's
Amen.
just where it's at, because otherwise if you're just trying to get a big net, like you're not going to catch anyone. No one cares. They want to be like, how can I be a super fan of this person?
Yes, dude,
Yeah.
100%. That's actually why I'm trying to branch more into the podcast space. And like, I know you mentioned that you would be down to potentially do one day too. I
Yeah,
think
of
you,
course.
dude, I think you 100% should. And I'm just trying to connect more. That's what, dude, I started doing the funny videos on Instagram
Yeah.
because dude, I'm a lighthearted person.
Hmm.
I work, but like, I'm like a goofy guy that's just like trying to have some fun. And I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to post these. And then they started working. But then what happened with that is a lot of people would know me for the comedy content. I kind of slowed
Yeah.
down on it because I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, I love making music. I'm a
Hmm.
musician,
Yeah, yeah, of
not a
course.
comedian. I'm just
Yeah.
not. And like, and so I don't know. It's a tough balance, but I wanted to talk to you about more on the industry stuff and
Yeah.
like get some tea. So I don't know this, but I'm assuming if I'm remembering correctly, you were signed to a label at one point. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I was signed. I did two label deals in my life. One was with a major label and one was with an indie label.
You down to talk about like what that situation looks like?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I signed to my first deal in end of 2018. We put our first song out end of 2018. It's with Arista, which is under like there's like Sony, and then they have like Arista, Columbia, RCA like underneath. So I was with Arista, and we put out my first song, Serotonin, and then my second song, Monster, Under My Bed, was like January or February, right after that Christmas break in 2019. And they went, this is when, dude, like you would put like 40 grand into a music video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And by
like,
the way, I want to give you your roses. Your
yeah.
music videos are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
you
was
guys
like my
did
favorite
not.
part at the time, which
Yeah.
was like so hurtful like now because it's like music videos really just don't matter anymore. And it's like, oh, it's like that was like my
Hit
favorite
one
part is
apart.
like
I
having
know.
like a piece of art. I still do music videos, but I won't spend more than like $1,000 or $2,000 now. Just, maybe some go a little
You
over,
just
but
need the
like,
bread. You just need like a nice, good camera, and then like
yeah, it's
some
just a
cool
bummer
shit.
that like, you would have like a set and all this cool stuff. You'd really like try to have Easter eggs in there. And now it's like, dude, no one's watching music videos
Are
for,
your music videos go? No, dude, that's something I want to ask you. Is because
yeah.
I actually neglected music videos for the longest time. All right, like I
Hmm.
just didn't fucking do them, and I was like, all right, I'm not. No one knows what my face looks like. No one knows like me enough because I don't have music videos. That was my thought.
Hmm.
I'm like, all right, so I'm gonna start doing videos. I started. I have one video that has like 1 million views, but that's my biggest song.
Yeah.
But man, one, it's expensive, and the return
Yeah.
on it's very fucking low. But two, I wanted
Hmm.
to ask you: are your music videos still getting as many views as they once were, or
Oh no,
it's way
no,
different?
no, way different. And I even had a meeting with some guy who like does YouTube like ads and things like that. And he's like, honestly, man, he's like, it's all about shorts, like YouTube shorts now. And like, because everyone wants to have that TikTok model.
Yeah,
Um,
it's what
and
sells.
you gotta think like you have to really like someone to sit and watch like a 3 or 4 minute full video. It
Yeah,
just sucks, and but I'm the same way because they the internet basically trained you. These social media companies trained you to be bored after 10 seconds. Like for your video to go viral now, you have to keep someone for 3 seconds. You know what I mean? Like if it
yeah,
doesn't, your video's done. Like it,
yeah.
and it's just like
And it tells you now. It tells you the stat. It's like
yeah,
50. This is why I performed worse. And it's like they clicked away after 1.5 seconds. And I'm like,
yeah, and it's
bro, I had some cool shit like, coming
yeah,
in.
it did. I'm sorry, the first 2 seconds weren't like
Yeah,
Martin Scorsese, like
yeah,
Jesus,
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like we're in this a weird time where it's almost like, dude, like yesterday I was driving around in my car pretending like shooting this like hook for a video, uh, where I was in a fucking Batman mask, pretending to be chased by the cops, and then I had like a dash cam of some viral video, like so like I'm pretending to have like the forward and backward look, and then it cuts into my song where I'm sitting on the car and I'm like, that's so dumb, dude, that I have to do
Oh,
this.
it
You know
hurts.
what I
You have
mean?
that moment where you realize, like, dude, all the time, like, I'll like stop and I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I doing? You know what I mean?
Dude.
Like,
But
what
it's
am I?
also just like, but someone else is gonna do it and their song's
Mm.
gonna be popular and yours isn't. And that's where I'm just like, God damn it. And I
Dog,
almost have to look at
yeah.
it like, I'm like, I hate going to the gym. I know you like going,
You
but I
you heard I
just,
went to the gym the other day, right?
yeah, of course.
Just making
Did
sure.
you today?
No, I didn't, but I'll let you know for sure.
Okay, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like going to the gym, but like, first off, my wife like makes me,
Yeah,
but I'm glad she does. But it's like, you just gotta fucking do it, dude.
it's mandatory.
And you can also put your own twist on it, so it's not like uber cheesy, but like, just it's gonna be tough if you don't catch those new people, But you also have to service your fans that you do have because you will lose them if you go two balls to the wall on like this
Yeah,
like content thing. So I
yeah,
try to do both. And I also just, dude, I just posted a video and it didn't get many views, but I'm like, I'm gonna keep it up because it's sick. So like anyone that does come to my channel sees it, at least it's there. So you have to have a balance of like cool content that you like, whether it does well or not, and you also have to have those like reels and things like that where it's gonna hopefully go viral and catch new people. It's just like
yeah,
a balancing act.
yeah. It's
But you see
difficult,
those artists, bro, that are just like every day they post like a reel and it's like the same thing. And I
bro.
get it, they're trying to
Yeah.
like, but it's also just like, man, what are you doing?
Man,
So
you know what they are doing? And like honestly, I became a victim of it. Like, dude, there was a month
yeah,
where I did that, and then I
yeah.
stopped, and I'm like, dude, I go through phases of like,
Same phases.
fuck. I'm like, yo, all right, cool. I'm gonna be the guy that's on TikTok, like dancing normal, be like, yo, listen to my music. I'm a new artist, you know. And
Yeah,
then like
yeah,
sometimes I'm like, nah, only high quality shit. Then I'm like,
yeah.
fuck it, I'm gonna do comedy because that was fun. And then it's just like, there's almost like, bro, do you ever wake up and have like this ongoing thought that some days like I have all these things to do, and sometimes I just don't know what the fuck to do.
Dude, yeah, I know. I'm sitting here and it's like, I just start like watching like YouTube videos because I'm like, I don't even, and then it's like, I should be doing something, but it's like, I don't know what to do.
What to
So am I
do?
wasting my time just doing into the nothingness? I don't, because I don't, it'd be different if like, that's why I'm saying the gym is like a better example because it's like, I know if I go in here and do 6 workouts, 4 sets, and I go eat protein, I'm gonna get stronger.
Absolutely.
And in a month, I know if I do this. But now it's like, I don't know what works. So I don't
Yeah.
even know how I would work my ass off 24 hours a day if I knew exactly what worked. But if I work 24 hours a day at something that's never going to work, it's kind of like defeating. It's like, dude, I might as well just go get a job. Like, at least I know if I'll go get money that way. You know what I mean? At least I know that if I do this work, I'll get paid here. But now it's like,
Mhm.
if I do this work, make all these videos, do all this, and it flops, you're like, okay, so like I could have been hanging out with my kid at least or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Amen.
there's things where it's like, no one really knows what works, and that's the problem. They're like, well, just throw shit at the wall, something will stick. And it's like,
Yeah.
dude, I don't have the luxury of that. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm 30 years old with a family. Like, I got to make shit happen. And I wish it was just about, hey, it used to be like this, bro. Make a song, it's awesome. Make a music video, share it a bunch of times, go play shows, and then just slowly build fans. And guess what? Now,
Amen.
just saying that though, maybe it is that, maybe that's what's coming. Maybe that it is that easy, bro. Maybe we do just go out there and play shows for 50 people and just hopefully next tour it's bigger. I don't know, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
We
I
might
don't
have
know.
got so far away from it that maybe that's just what people need. I don't know. I hope that's coming back around. You saw the All American Rejects. They
Yeah,
did
I
those
mean,
like
dude, and
house.
they're filling backyards, and guess what? It's going. So talking about social media,
You use
authenticity. So
that as the
yes, yeah,
content, bro. You know
yeah.
what I mean? And I was just thinking about for you, like you were saying that funny stuff. I think, dude, like, you know, if we play shows together type thing, you know what I mean? Like it would be sick to like, that's the content, right? So you're on tour, so that's the music side of it. You can
Yeah,
add your music in the background here and there, but you're funny too. So people see it, they're like, "Oh, he's funny as fuck. He's on tour. I've never really got to experience that. That's like a cool thing." So I think like it's a really a mesh thing. So it's
yeah.
easier to give other people advice, obviously, but that's just
Um,
what I could see for you. You know what I
all
mean?
day. No, no, and
Yeah,
I and
yeah.
I get it too. And I've thought of it too because like like the funny people are now going on tour and stuff, and like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's also like hard to figure out what you want to.
Mm-hmm.
So now, so everything that you are putting out now is independent, or are you still in a situation? Or
So it's independent, yeah. So I put out music through this. They're actually in Florida. It's called Self Made Music, and they're under ADA, which is like an independent distribution.
mm,
It's just like an 85-15 deal
I vibe you.
for 13 or sorry for 3 years. But I've already put up music out with them since the beginning of this year. So it's one of those things where they have a team, like we have a weekly call. So it's like for that 15%, I kind of get like the label services, but I'm not in
That's
debt
cool.
to anyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great. As long as like, dude, because I've had situations like that where it's like, you have a distributor and they're like taking
Hmm.
money, then like they forgot about me or whatever, they fuck it
Yeah.
up. Like, man, I mean, he going for stories for day. Speaking of which, dude, can we talk about some like some stories maybe
Yeah.
that you've encountered in the industry, or like, can we get a little in there? Because I'm interested about your story, man. Because you put out some songs
Hmm.
where. I mean, you said it, so I feel like I can say it. You put out on
Yeah.
your Instagram, you were like, someone stole from you a
Yeah.
bunch of
Yeah.
money and shit. Like, what happened, and like, what actually was the behind the scenes behind that?
That's, I mean, anyone that considers themselves a manager of you, you have to really vet because you'll think there's like a honeymoon phase, you know, like where they're gonna help you and do all these things, but
Yeah,
there's a lot of these there's a lot of these managers that come in and they just try to like butter you up and then take as much as they can and go to the next artist. They hop on a train that's working, you know? Like
yep,
for you, you're making enough money to live from your music and they're like, "Oh, I want 20% of that." And then if they get 20% from 5 different artists, they got as much money as we're making and they're just hopping on the train that's already rolling, you know what I mean? It's
sure.
like, so yeah, what happened to me is I was with this manager, dude, there was some crazy shit, bro. Like he offered to make me his kid's godfather. Um, and I've never been a godfather to someone. And then like 12 hours later, he asked for $75,000 and like personal shit like that. And I sent it to him, dude. And because he's like, it would go towards any deals that we do, like kind of like a upfront
Advance.
commission.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, sick. I don't have to worry about paying you anything until for years, probably because 75%, like, 20%
Of
75, you know what I
75
mean? So it's
grand.
a
Yeah,
lot of,
yeah.
it's a lot of money.
Sure.
And that would be at least a few years probably. So I was like, okay, sure. Like whatever. And then behind the scenes, he was working on, but personal stuff like that, where it's like, you don't use your fucking kid to like, be like, wow, I guess I'm part of the family now. So like
Yeah.
now,
Hey man, you're your uncle, man. Your uncle,
dude,
bro. And
dude. And then I realized that with his like religion or whatever, I guess they don't do godparents. I learned that from someone else, and I'm like, bruh, what? You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh my God, I just got suckered into that. Um, but whatever, I paid him. I didn't learn this till afterwards. And then he was working on selling my catalog. He was really adamant about doing that 'cause he's like, you're going to get a huge chunk of money.
hey,
You're
they
willing to
always are.
invest.
They
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
always are.
And I'm like, wow. So, but what happened is I sold my catalog to my old label, thinking that they were going to really push my shit because they just invested hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars into
Of
me,
course.
type thing. So I'm like, sick, like they're all in,
I'm
like
gonna
let's
blow up.
go,
My
like
new music's gonna go
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. And it's like
Yep.
my new music's mine, like this, that, whatever. And then I didn't take that money, so he got paid the 20% from that catalog sale, but I didn't want the money because I was okay. I wanted it for next year because I didn't want to get a huge tax bill type thing. I was like, this, give it to me later. So I was getting 80% of it because 20% was whatever. Then my manager who got the 20% went to another thing and said, hey, we can sell your catalog for more type thing, right?
Wait,
It,
let me ask something.
yeah,
Just so I'm understanding.
yeah, it's hard to explain, but yeah,
You
you gotta
guys
ask.
still he struck a deal to sell the catalog, the Call Me
Yeah,
Karizma catalog.
yeah,
Boom. He gets
yeah,
his 20% cut. You said, hey man, I don't need the money right now because I'm
yeah.
trying to avoid the tax bill next
Hey,
year.
label, pay me next year.
Play me next year. But
Yeah.
then at the same time, he went and sold the catalog to somebody
So
or
he's talking
proposed
to
to them.
other people,
Yeah.
and Um, dude, I'll just be upfront, man. It was $750,000 for like 2 albums. I got some of my new stuff
Call
just
Me
to me.
Karizma is paid.
Well, this is how fast it goes away. And so he got 25% or 20% of that. So now that's already 500 some, you know what I mean, or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
anyways, so I was like, I don't need that 500 some $1,000 until after. Okay.
Sure.
Um, then he went to another label, create music group, whatever. And these
Yeah.
are all cool. Like I fucking sold it, so I'm not like dogging on any of these labels that like bought it. It's not their fault. I'm not gonna
Yeah, it's
name the
their
guy
business.
who
That's
sold
how
it,
it
but
goes.
whatever. So he sold. They went in and they paid my old label the 150 or whatever $1,000 it was that my manager took. So they like bought out my manager and the catalog in 750. So they paid $900,000 to the old label.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? Because they
Yep.
paid it out. Okay, so it's kind of confusing, but now we're 900,000 in. He comes to me and he's like, "I want 20% of the 900," and I'm like, first off, you already got fucking paid. What are you talking about? Like I should get the money from the seven. Why would I? Why would you get 20% of 900, which is whatever? So it's like you're getting double dipped, and I'm still ending up with the 500 some thousand after you get your 20% of the nine. You know what I mean? So it was like he was double dipping. He wanted both, and I'm like, also you owe me 75K already. So I'm gonna fucking
Yeah.
yoink.
Hold
I'm
on.
yoink it.
Time out.
Yeah, and he came to me and said, "Well, I thought that was kind of like water under the bridge." I'm like,
What
"What?"
under whose bridge?
Dog, 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 dog,
Whose bridge
dog.
is this? What do you
It
mean? I
was
gave you 75
wild.
bucks.
It
Yeah.
was wild, dude. So, and then I'm like, no, I'm like, you can get like 10%, and then we're also going to minus that 75 out of that 10. Like, basically, you're
Yeah.
getting like 150 some thousand. He ended up getting like 200,000 out of this whole deal. And
Big deal for him.
out of the 900,000 that I got paid for my catalog, also he added in the publishing in this deal that I didn't know about until like the day I signed it. So the publishing is like a whole other side of music, obviously, that isn't like Spotify. It's like another entity. I didn't sell my publishing that first deal. It was just the masters. So I was going to keep my publishing.
Oh, that's why I
And
got cranked up then. A couple
yeah,
hundred
he
thousand,
cranked,
two hundred
yeah, he
thousand. Yeah,
cranked it
yeah, yeah,
up.
of course.
So he's like, this is almost $1 million deal. Like, and I'm like, well, no, I'm selling everything now. And you already got paid on it. You know what I'm saying? So like, what are we doing here? And so whatever, that ended up happening. The deal went through because I'm like, well, I kind of in my mind already thought these songs were gone. I'm still getting paid the same amount, but now this guy's trying to double dip, whatever. After that happened, and then there's taxes and this and that. It's like, dude, you end up with like 300-400 grand after, you know what I mean? Like, or
Where were you
400
living at?
Minnesota. So I was paying federal and state tax.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
This
That's
isn't
tough. And it's
Florida. That's
calculating,
another
isn't
like
it?
extra
Yeah.
10% that they take.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's calculating. I mean, like, I just, cause that, I mean, dude, that's horrible. I just did my deal, and I'm
Yeah.
like, basically, they sent me like some money up front, and I'm
Yeah.
still waiting on the next tranche or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
yeah,
They sent me
but
some up front, but I was just like, fuck, dude, like, regardless, it's enough money to live for years
yeah,
and be comfortable and like invest and use that to like build up your new catalog. So like I'm not like against it. Do I wish I wouldn't have done it? Yeah, if I could take it back, but I'm not like regretting it in the sense that I'm like, oh God, what have I done? Because like that was only for like 2.5 years of music. I still have old music that are,
and you're getting better. That's what I always
yeah,
say.
yeah. So it's like whatever. I'm looking at it as like, would I take this money now, or like if those streams are slowly going down, I might as well take what it's worth right now, and get that money and invest it, have money for my family. So I'm not against it. And like the goal is like, dude, if I would have known 10 years ago when I started that I would get hundreds of thousands of dollars for writing songs, like I would have
Doug,
taken that deal
Doug,
instantly.
that's what I'm saying.
So
That's what we always say is like, all right, like realistically, if I'm giving
yeah,
you $1 million,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
going up to Morgan in Minnesota, and
yeah,
I'm like, hey man, dude, you're pretty good at this music thing. Here's $1 million. Like, do it
yeah,
for
yeah,
that guy. You know what
yeah,
I
for
mean?
real, for
Don't do
real.
it for Call Me Charisma, because Call Me Charisma has been through the fucking ringer.
Yeah, yeah.
Has put
And
in years of work. But do it for Morgan, who's just fucking in his parents' bedroom trying to figure it out.
exactly,
You
dude.
know?
So like whatever. And like I look at it as like that. And I'm also like, I did this when I was like 28, 29. So it's like
Yeah.
I I'm planning on doing this for a while still. So like I have another, whatever, just say for 5, 10 more years I can build up songs and then maybe
Yeah.
sell it again or just live off that money slowly in incoming. So like I look at it as like whatever. That's just like in my
Yeah.
investment to like work into the next 10 years. You know what I mean? So all
Yeah.
good.
And then I mean the
But what
long
happened after that, bro?
yeah, yeah, oh yeah, keep going, keep going.
So he had me, dude, he had me sign a management contract because he was like, dude, my wife really needs me like for security, like we have a baby. He would always do like this family thing. He's like, my wife would feel better if we had like a contract so she knows I have work coming in,
Guy sounds like a scumbag.
in it. So we went in. I was like, sure. He's like, there's like a sunset clause type thing, but that's like a normal thing of like, if we're not vibing, we'll just cut it there. Nah. So I basically was like, let's stop working together. Okay. And he's like, well, any upcoming deals, this and that, like I'll get my percentage of because and I'm like, dude, but he's like, you can give me $20,000 to buy out essentially, and I won't take any of your future stuff. Okay. And I looked at it, I was like, well, I mean, if I have a tour and I make a bunch of money, or if I do another publishing deal for hundreds of thousands of dollars, like he's gonna take more than this 20,000. So I'm like,
Question.
fuck.
Did this
Yeah.
only happen because he put the sunset clause in?
Yeah, yeah. So he's just like, well, you can kind of get out of that sunset clause if you just give me 20 grand right now, and like we'll cut
Man, dude,
ties.
fuck this guy, bro. I'll be
Scum, bro.
honest, dude. I would fucking just,
Dude, 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 dude,
you know,
dude, 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 dude,
it's
dude, dude,
the worst,
dude,
dude.
dude. So
Did
I
he help
did.
you though? Did he get the deals for you?
So the thing is that these deals came straight from my first label, who I still love, like not my second label, but the first deal. I like these guys. I talk to him still. Like I
Yeah,
was gonna deal with them, and then he focused on this other deal to like
yeah,
double dip. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like
They always
because he's
fucking
like,
do.
oh shit, he's like Charisma's catalog's worth money. Let me go somewhere else and be like, yeah, that you know what I'm saying? So, but then I gave him the 20,000 from that extra from the create deal. So he took an extra. By the way, he got paid first. He went through these deals and he got his 20% before I saw a dime on both deals, my guy. So like the fucking labels paid him directly. And okay, so this is where it gets crazy. I gave him that 20,000. I'm like, we're done. Okay. But at the time we had a tour that we were working on, but it got canceled because my drummer, he lost a family member and we had to cancel the tour, but we just postponed it. Okay. But we were done at this time. Okay. So 7 months pass, we're done. He thinks because he was involved whatsoever with that tour that he should get paid on this next one. I'm like, no, 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 no. That's why I gave you $20,000 so you don't get paid on anything else.
What's the deal with people that have nothing going on, needing to find people that have things going on and to just fucking leech off of them?
Dude, so listen, dude, I play the shows, okay? And by the way, I barely make any money on this Europe tour, my biggest tour ever. I played 13 shows, bro. Every show was the smallest show was 100 like 60 people. The biggest one was
Flex, flex.
550.
That's a flex for those who have no idea, because sometimes when people don't listen to music, that's
Yeah.
actually a flex. Just so we're
550 people. We had 3 shows that were 500 people.
what?
Two that were 400, and then we had some smaller like 160, 180s in like places I've never played. Regardless, okay? We play these shows. I get I'm like, "Hey, what's my I don't hear anything. My texts are going green to my manager, ex-manager, okay? Cuz I'm like, "Hey, dude, when am I going to get paid for these shows?" It's like 2 weeks after I haven't got paid $1 yet. He's been going behind the scenes the whole time communicating. Dude, I get a check or I get a thing for $13,500 for 13 shows, and they were for hundreds of people. And I'm like, where's the other at least half of the money? Okay,
Where 13 grand for
for
13 shows at
and
300 people?
they're 300 people averaging, dog.
What?
Okay, dude, and the manager or the agent's like, well, we took our 10%, and then uh, there's a lot of taxes and fees and this and that. And I'm like, weird, but okay, maybe there's just a lot of fees. And he's like, and we also sent like $8,000 to Adam. And I'm like,
Oh my
uh,
fucking god,
dude,
Adam.
dude. So I played 13 fucking shows, sold more tickets than I ever had in my life. And he basically got paid what I got paid. And he wasn't my manager, bro. And my texts are going green. I'm like, I'm suing the fuck out of both you guys because you went behind my back. And he's like, well, in
Yeah.
this email, he's saying he's your manager. Like, it's not our fault. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like, well, what am I supposed to say? Like, I guess you got duped, but it's not, you're out. Like, because you're in emails with correspondence with this guy. And I was like, I'm wondering why I'm not getting any updates after all these shows. And I'm like,
Yeah, because he
oh,
fucking stole from you. Now,
because he's fucking went behind my back, dude. So
yeah,
then I put out that song,
yeah,
that Dance with the Devil song, where I was like, fucking piece of shit stole from me. I play the shows and he takes the fee. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, I was like, fuck this guy.
yeah,
And and that song has like it has like 2 million streams in Russia, and it's got it's like a million streams between Apple and Spotify,
yeah.
and it's doing well because people like it. And um went to a Position music party. It's just like some label, whatever, and I went there, and he was there.
Shut the fuck up.
Dude. So he comes out to me. He's like, "Hey, it's the guy who hates managers," but he's like red in the face, like you can tell. He's like, "Is this dude about to fucking kill me?" You know what I mean? But he's trying to like play it off, and I'm just like not a confrontational guy. And like, what am I gonna do? Beat his ass? Like, first off, he's bigger than me, and I'm. What am I gonna start like just get blackballed from this party? Like, it's just not worth it. You know what I mean? But I was just like, yeah, man. I was like, and he's like, the industry, it's just fucking cutthroat sometimes. Like, kind of like saying, like, this is how it is. And I'm like, oh, dude. So like, it's crazy. But dude, karma comes fast. And he tried to sell this catalog for this other band. They caught onto it. They dipped on him. I guess he lost all his clients. Like, I guess it all kind of caught up to him. And I don't know, man. But dude, I'll tell you what, I gave him that $75,000. Like 4 days later, bro, he sends me a picture of a brand new baby blue Bronco that he bought. And I almost fucking lost my mind, dude.
Dog, hold on.
Dude.
Everything needs to hang on.
Dude.
One, here's my question. He went up to you and he said, the industry's cutthroat, after he just took his fucking penis out and shoved it in your ass.
Yeah, dude. Like, I went up to him because I was seeing some other people and I'm like, oh fuck, it's Adam. But we kind of made eye contact and I knew the people he was talking with and they're like, yo, Riz. And I'm like, oh fuck. So I went up to him like, what's up, guys? Like, I didn't make a scene, because I also like I made the song about it, so I kind of like put it out there in the public. So I kind of am like, I did what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna sue this dude over $8,000. Like, I'm gonna lose my ass in court fees. He's probably gonna end up winning because he's gonna be like, well, technically they're. So like I wasn't gonna do that. So I'm like, I said my piece, and it is what it is. But I'm gonna
It
make
is what it is.
sure that no one fucking works with this dude ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
If they
mean,
ask me, I'm not gonna go out of my way to be like, by the way, like I'm not gonna go on like LinkedIn and like try to ruin this
yeah,
dude's
yeah.
life. But I'm not gonna like, if anyone asks, like, hey, dude, this guy reached out to management, I'm like, no. I'm gonna for sure do my piece on that.
All right, well, I'm definitely gonna get your name out off the air for sure.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
I mean, that sounds fucking insane.
But that's like one of the craziest like stories when it comes to money, where it's just like, man, it's just like I get it. Like this is your job, but it's also like your job's to help my career, not take the 20% and run. You know, and that's just, and that's not even just him, bro. It's a lot of managers. So I'd just say if anyone reaches out to like manage you, first off, make sure they do some shit for you first. You know,
Yeah.
um, because if they're just going to come in and take 20% of your 10 grand a month you're making from Spotify, it's like, dude, you can do that without them. What are they going to, how are they going to earn that 20%? Make me 20% more money and then I'd be happy to give you that
That's what I
20%.
always say too. I'm like,
You
so I
know?
don't have a manager.
Yeah.
I don't have a manager. And
I don't
how
right now either, but yeah.
Yeah, and however my operation is kind of management by committee. It's like, look,
Yeah.
if you come in here and it's like you get me a deal, you get me a
Mm-hmm.
brand deal, you get me like some sort of a deal, I'll break you off of that. I don't have any
Mm-hmm.
contracts written with anybody that I
Mm-hmm.
work with,
Yeah.
but I've always taken care of everybody.
Yeah, of
So I
course.
think that so everybody knows it's like you can trust my word. Anybody in the industry that I've worked with, it's like I've even broken off people that weren't a part of the deal just because they were part of the come up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, for
So it's
sure.
like I don't think that we do artists like us. It's like that's how I think it should operate. It's like
Yeah.
no one should just be, and I don't want to get in your business, but I think that no one should be. I'll speak for myself then. No one should be getting a piece of Matt Corman just because I put out hella songs. I'm shooting a music video tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm doing funny videos. I'm touring. I'm trying to figure this out. You shouldn't just get 20% of me because I'm doing that. You need to get a percentage off of what you bring in. Similar to sales.
Yeah.
Like when I graduated college, I worked in sales jobs,
Yeah.
and they gave us a salary, a low salary, to be there
Mm-hmm.
to like live because we were college kids. But
Yeah.
if you're like a professional manager,
Mm-hmm.
in like in that sales role, it's like whatever I brought in, I got a percentage off of.
Yeah.
But the deals were big, so it's like, all right, cool. If you give me $1 million catalog deal, you get a percentage off that. If you get
Yeah.
me 10 brand deals a year at fucking 20 grand a piece, you get your percentage off that, and then you do it with other artists too.
Yeah.
But it's like touring. It's like hiring a booking agent. It's like I don't have an agent directly right now, but I kind of like how they work. Sometimes where it's like, all right, cool. Like I'll do this tour with you, and then I'll book, and
Yeah.
I'll just take my fee, my fee.
Yeah.
But what that guy did is like, yeah, there's a sunset clause here, just in case the sun sets.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
taken care of. It's like, so then what do you mean? You could just fucking do nothing
Yeah.
and then
Exactly.
take money? Like, and then they know it. It's like he's telling you to your face. He's like, you know how it is. Like, no, we both know how it is, but that doesn't mean we have to
Yeah.
participate in how shitty it has to be.
No, for sure, man. And like I'm pretty sure he like on the way out kind of like tarnished some relationships I had. Like there was this agent that really wanted to work with me, and then once me and him split up, he's kind of like, "Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out," kind of thing. I'm like, "What?" You know, I think he there was some of that on the way out, just kind of destroying
Horrible.
shit. Just and that's like worse than the money. It's just like you dog on my name when I'm like the nicest dude ever. Like I literally gave you $75,000, dude. Like in anywhere besides like California and New York, dude, you can fucking live off that for a year or more if you're
What?
smart. You know, like people are like, what are you talking about? And then right after that, you get a Bronco. It's like, my guy, this is insane.
Getting a
So yeah,
Bronco is crazy.
yeah, like a baby blue one, like the sport one, like super. He's like got the new whip. He's like got. I don't know. I don't want to say things that didn't exactly happen, but it was kind of like a we got a baby coming, need this, and it's just like, well, you don't need a fucking brand new Bronco actually to carry your baby in. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
they're just
if you
fine.
need money, if you need money that bad, you shouldn't be buying a brand new car. I'm
No,
sorry. You know what I
no.
mean? And that's just how it is, dude. Like I don't I have dude, right now because of that deal and stuff, I do have money to buy a brand new car. The first thing I did was trade in my Honda Civic and then got a 2021 car. You know what I mean? Like even that, because I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, why would I spend 10 grand extra when I can get a car for 15 with 15,000 miles on it that does the exact same shit? Like,
yeah,
and that's the thing where it's just like that kind of person's always going to be searching for that big
yes,
lump
yeah, yeah,
sum
yeah,
because
yeah.
and they're never going to get ahead because even if they do get a shit ton of money, they're going to spend it all. And it's like, dude, that's where people never get rich, bro.
Yeah,
Because you
hundred
spend
percent.
everything you make, bro.
100%, dude. I'm like in this past year, I've been on like a um, super focused with intent journey on learning
Yeah.
finances and how to become better at it because it's something that I didn't learn growing up as much.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then like I finally started making money and getting money,
Hmm.
and I was like, all right, cool. Like, what are the people that have money? What are they talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've watched every fucking finance interview with the
Yeah.
coffee podcast, every
Hmm.
fucking super white guy in the
Uh-huh.
neighborhood, just like with Bentley. I'm like, what did you
Yeah.
do? You know what I
Yeah. Yeah.
mean? I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
figure out. Literally, I'm on the run the other day on the Venetian. Have you been to Miami before? You probably have.
Yeah, but I mean, just passing through for a show or something. I've never like
Okay,
stayed
got it.
there for days or anything.
Yeah, got it. The Venetian is here. It's like this beautiful island, but I was running there
Mhm.
the other day and I
Yeah.
ran by this guy and I was like, he's washing his Rolls Royce out front. And I stopped in his driveway and I'm like, hey, I don't mean to be creepy or anything, but I'm just always interested how to learn and like bump up my numbers here. And I'm like, what did you do to
Mhm.
get this crib on the Venetian? And then he gave me like we had like a little conversation, but besides the point, when you are chasing, what I've learned from that, the whole spiel of this is when you're chasing something fast and you're
Mhm.
trying to do things for appearances, like i.e. get a Bronco when somebody you ask for a loan for $75,000,
Yeah.
it never works out long term. The only way to actually build something
Yeah.
legit, even the rich people, and I'm not talking about inherited wealth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
that. But like to really get rich, you have to build something over a long period of time
Yeah.
and own it and then have an exit of some sort.
Yeah.
Typically there's always they sell the company or they sell their shares in something. It's like you sell the music catalog, you
Yeah.
built it for 10 fucking years, same here, you build it. And then that's really what you do, but it takes a long time. Anything short-sighted typically never really works. You end up losing it.
We see this on social media all the time, or like how to get rich
Mm,
fast. Like,
yeah, it's
and
not
it's
a
like,
thing.
yeah, 99% of those dudes are not don't even know what paying taxes means and they're going to be fucked. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, absolutely.
So it's like that kind of thing is like we see everything that's so instant because of like social media and stuff. We think we need it now, but like, and I'm not, don't quote me on the stats here, but like I think a massive majority just from like knowing people don't get rich until they're like mid 30s, 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
That's when you have real money, not
Yeah.
fast money, but like, you know, because anyone can be rich at 25 compared to most 25-year-olds because they're, you know what I
That's a
mean?
great point. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but it's like, but are you 45 and being like, God, I can't retire for 15 years? Or are you buying a mansion, in like Palm Beach type vibes? You know what I mean? It's like there's a different kind of rich, and it's like it takes a
Yeah.
long time to get that kind of money,
I mean, dude, so I'm just looking it up here. It says the average 25-year-old has a net worth of around negative
Yeah, yeah,
$23,000.
debt.
Granted, I'm using Google AI here, so
Yeah,
like
yeah. No, but
whatever.
I mean, and no, most people are in debt from college
Yeah,
or buying a house, but
yeah,
most people you can't even get a house anymore. Or like, yeah, it's mainly student debt, or like you're in debt to a car, you're in debt to something, and you
yeah,
own nothing except your car and your apartment that you can barely pay for. And
yeah,
that's not dogging on anyone. It's just like the world right now that we're in. And it's like, so yeah, if you're making 15 grand a month, you look rich as fuck to
for
someone
sure.
but it's like you ain't got nothing. You know what I
Nah, nah,
mean? So it's like,
100%. Yeah,
and I'm not there. I'm not even close to there. I want to be there, but it's like, oh, we're 30. It's like
we have time, dude. It's
we
like, dude,
build like I want to be 50 and be like I'm retiring. I'm not old and hunched over. Like
yeah,
I'm healthy. I got a beautiful wife. Like that's rich. You know what I
that's
mean?
rich, dude. And
Yeah.
and what I'm trying to be on too is like I'm 32. Wait, how old are you?
Yeah.
Like, are you 30?
30. Yeah.
When's your birthday?
April 28th.
Okay, cool. I'm February, so I'm
Nice.
yeah. So what I'm thinking is like here's my thought process.
Yeah.
And like you're talking like you have your money, I have my money now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we just work hard for the next 5 years at music,
Mm-hmm.
we can sell that catalog.
Yeah.
You know, if we work
Mm-hmm.
hard at like building the touring audience, everything,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully by the time I'm 35, I can play 1,000-person show in the US. I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
assuming maybe if I'm
Mm-hmm.
dog shit, I can't figure this thing out. I can't, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like by the time you're 40, 10 years out from now, you should have way more money if you're investing it correctly. And then you can get into like real rich and like real wealth.
Yeah.
But as of right now, like we don't need to be super rich. Like the
No.
average, let's see, the average 30-year-old, let's see how much money an average 30-year-old has just for shits and giggles here. $20,000 in their savings account. And the average, yeah, 30, those means are, yeah. The average 30-year-old has an average savings account balance of about $20,504 and a median of 5 grand. A common financial goal is to have saved 1 times your annual salary by 30. And for those of their mid 20s, 30s,
Yeah,
the
but
average.
median's really where it's at, which is 5 grand.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
Because like,
Which is
because
five. Yeah.
there's 30-year-olds with 500 million in there that fucks up your average, but it's
Yeah.
the median's like this many people on each side, or you know what I'm saying? And like
Yeah.
that's 5 grand. It's nothing. It's like if you fucking crash your car, you're fucked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying like don't worry about just getting rich quick, dude. Like if you're probably richer than most people. Just first off, you're richer than most people just being born in America. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like you're
Speaking of
already
which, let me, were
yeah.
you born in America?
Yeah.
Because I think of you as like, you have like so many roots in Europe, right?
Yeah. Well, I've uh, just because of like my situation that I had to go through, I played a lot of shows in Europe and I was more accepted there. And we I just started building it there, and that's like the greatest example of like if you go somewhere, you have a cool product like music or whatever, and you just go do the legwork, you will get fans there. And now I just have more fans in Europe and Russia and stuff. So like people just always associate that because I'm touring more there than I do in
Yeah, yeah.
America.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it. I
so
didn't know. I
yeah,
thought like you like lived like there for a time period or something. In my head, I
well,
have.
my I have like a so like my wife's family lives there, so like we go back there for like 3 or 4 months at a time,
Mm,
like once a year, like every like 8 months or something like that.
got it. Very
So
cool. Yeah, I've never
yeah.
been to Europe before.
Oh, dude, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be. It's a great time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's yeah. We'll go to Amsterdam. It's a good
someone's got
time
to do
there.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
for
I
sure.
mean, we gotta, dude. My favorite part is like you find the guy without like a girlfriend or wife on tour, and you just like force them to do crazy shit. It's just hilarious. You're like, no, 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 that girl's waving to you in the window. You're going there right now. Like we just throw them
uh,
into or like, oh, you're going to that because they have like weed cafes there where people. I mean, I don't smoke, but my
yeah.
band
Neither
are
do I.
just love it though. They just love it. So I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like, it's just fun to go there with them. They're just getting
yeah,
high and
yeah.
it's crazy. But yeah, Europe's crazy because they just have like different fun stuff that like in America, well, you might have, Miami's different. You live in like a playground, but like
Yeah, for sure.
most people like Europe is just like a foreign land.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
someone's knocking at my door.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Didn't you get it?
D, are you gonna get that?
It's kind of
Relax, lady. Kind of,
scary knock.
yeah, it's kind of like a,
Need to be that loud or aggressive.
oh, it's a package for you.
Nice. He's getting gifts.
Oh, my wife orders more packages than anyone I know.
That was husband of the year right there.
Dude, it is just like you get money and then you're like, because it's connected to my credit card and it's like, ding, ding. It's like, don't you have 9 of these yoga pants already?
They can't run out. So,
We
uh,
good? Okay. Yep, we're good.
next piece I was going to talk about. I don't know when this is going to come out, but I can clip this part. Are you like
Yeah.
what like are you trying to announce the tour or
Yeah, let's do it.
like
Yeah,
can we
so
talk about it
it's
here or
funny.
like
I just texted my guy. I mainly it was just waiting to hear about because the promoter is gonna they help pay for some of this stuff, and that's kind of the deal. They'll have like a
yeah,
guarantee, and then they'll pay. So I'm just waiting to make sure that they're paying for like some of the van costs and things like that. But like, they already sent like a kind of like a deal memo over, and
cool.
yeah, so going to Europe. I don't know how
Yeah.
many shows was it.
I don't, I gotta look
Should I
again. I'm
look?
not sure. Yeah, yeah, pull it up.
Let me
Yeah.
look.
Yeah. I mean, if they made it this far, we're 58 minutes in, then they're if they're in Europe, they're gonna
It's
pull up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 shows, baby.
Wow. That's a lot.
Let's see that. Look at that little fucking Matt Corman right there.
There we go.
There we go. But yeah, we're doing some shows, man. I excited. Because I was gonna come back this fall, to Europe, but then things just keep getting pushed back, and something doesn't work out. Because my guitarist he just had his second baby, and
Yeah.
I was like,
You guys are
so
all
we
having
gotta,
babies.
yeah, we
The
got all,
Charisma tour group is just like,
dude.
yeah.
My drummer has a kid, so like we're all, and then my merch slash light guy has 3 kids, so we're all kitted
Damn.
up.
All right. I gotta get a kid going.
Dude, you gotta get
I
going.
gotta lock
You
get
have a
a
girlfriend, right?
Yeah, yeah, I gotta go.
So here's what you do, okay? So
Yeah,
when you
she
get
wants a
all,
kid yesterday, by the way, and to get married yesterday.
yeah, so all you got to do is it's this thing called sex, right? And
Never heard
what
of
you
it.
do is when it feels really, really good, just don't move. You just stay in, and then a few weeks later, you're like, oh fuck,
Fuck,
my
fuck.
life is done. It's like not done, and it's like your old life is over. Yeah, yeah. But it's cool because like now you have it's like a new life that
Well,
you
dude,
get.
you seem like
It's
you,
crazy.
and like obviously it's like, but you seem like you love it. Everyone I
Oh,
talk to about
yeah.
having a kid, like my friend Kyle Beats, he had a kid, had his kid. And he's like, man, you don't know life till you have a kid, man. He's like, he texts me
It
every day,
is
he has
like
a
that,
picture of
but
his
it's
kid,
also like there's something about like when you just pick her up from daycare, like you, you like tickle her to wake her up because like, hey, we got to get to, and like she just smiles at you right away, and you're like, oh, that's so cool, because
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
like there's so many like issues and stuff going on in life, but like she's just so innocent, and you see that, and you're just like, oh, life ain't bad. You know what I mean? Like life could be way worse type thing, where it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I have to clean diapers, but I also like get this like angel smiling at me every day, and that's
Yeah.
crazy compared to like, it's like, yeah, dude, but I'm like 38 and I just like go to the club every day or whatever, and so it's
Yeah,
like,
and I'm
well, that's
off that
like,
shit.
well, and it's like that's fun. That's, but it's
Yeah.
also just like, and it's also especially for like women, you see it, you know, a lot of people, they'll go to the club or whatever, and they'll be like, I don't want kids, I want to work on, and by far that's like, go for it. But then you'll see like a woman, especially because like she'll see like her, because men are like 50 and they can have a kid, right? But like,
Yeah. Yeah.
women can't always, you don't, it doesn't work. And
Yeah.
I know my aunt, she dealt with this, and she couldn't have she didn't have kids. She had a divorce, and then it was like late 30s, and then she just couldn't physically have a kid anymore. And you see it, she's like, that's all I want. You know what I
Oh
mean? And
man,
she's
dude.
like 60 years old, and it's like, I know it might suck, but like when you're 70, you're 80, and you're starting to round down, you want someone by your bed to help you, and that should be your kid,
Dude,
like,
yeah, and at the end of the day, life, if you really think
yeah,
about life, all right, if we zoom out here and, really get into the universe, it's like
yeah,
humans, when we first, like when we're here, like throughout history, you find a mate
yeah,
and you have sex.
yeah,
Congrats on the sex.
sick,
And then you
sick.
have it, and hey, it's fucking, dude, come on. And
I do it
you,
once a week now with having a kid. It's fucking awesome. Yeah, it's pretty
dude,
good.
that's pretty good. That's good numbers. That's good.
Sometimes twice.
No big deal.
Yeah,
But you have kids, you court, you get married, and then you have
yeah.
kids, and then you carry on your lineage, whatever. It's like, so obviously, it feels like you're supposed to do it, and that's probably why it leads to people feeling like a little lack of purpose when they don't have kids one day.
Well, dude, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's like our music will live on.
Mhm.
Maybe. You know what I mean? Like, dude,
Even.
ask a 10-year-old who Michael Jackson is, probably the most famous artist of all time. A
Mm,
lot of them couldn't name. They might know of the name, but they don't
okay.
probably know a song.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
the most famous. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like,
Like,
who's gonna be? Is anyone gonna be listening to Drake in 30 years besides maybe us? Maybe we won't even be. So it's like you look at it, it's like you heading out, okay, and things like that, where it's like, so yeah, maybe our music will like technically live on forever. It'll be in some
yeah,
file or some YouTube video, but like the only thing that really you can offer to the world, you know, obviously there's like Elon Musk's type things, but even he has like 15 kids, but like,
yeah.
he'll create something that will change the world, that'll help millions of people. But most people, their kid and like making a good human who's going to make the world better is like the best thing that you can offer the world, which is like the most important thing, because
Hmm.
you see like these countries, especially in America and like a lot of like Western like countries, they're having like one kid per two people type thing. And
Is
it's
that
like,
true?
it's
That's what's going
that,
on?
dude, it's not enough, dude. We need it. I think they say you need to have 2.1 per couple to keep the birth rate going. And our birth rate is declining fast, bro. It just, see what it is, but see what America's birth rate is. I think it's like 1.7 or something. It's not enough.
Yeah, dude. Holy shit. All right,
And
cool. Yeah, it's fucking low. 10 births per 1,000 people in 2023. The
and you
fertility
got to
rate was,
think,
yeah,
yeah.
average
And once
number.
those boomers, dude, the boomers
Yeah.
die, our population is gonna take a hit. And like you got to think of it as like almost like an economy thing. If you're not growing, it's gonna
Wow.
shrink. And like look at all these people that like that's why right now there's so many open jobs, because like we have more jobs than people because
And people,
ours not
interesting.
growing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we
And
only have 1.6 births per one.
not enough, dude. I think they said you need like 2.1 to maintain a
Yeah,
maintain a population.
the last time 2.1 was in 2007.
Yeah. And I think it's a lot of like social media. One, it's like people, they get told they can't afford a kid, and
Yeah.
that can be true, but really it's actually not as expensive as you think if you just don't go buy a bunch of brand new shit. Like you can get like, people are trying to get rid of baby shit. But anyways, besides that, like one, it's an economy thing, but it's two, it's just like, it's like you can offer something so important to the world. You can make a human being. And I think that's
Mm.
way cooler than making a song or making a movie or like, making a sports car. Like you can make a human being that can hopefully live and do great things. It's like,
Yeah.
and you can do that. And if you just die with nothing, it's like, that's it. You didn't, I mean, no one's going to remember you, bro. No one's going to, it's over. And it's like, unless
Yeah.
you did something that like cured cancer type shit, like that's it. So it's
Yeah,
like,
the
all you can do is have a
legacy.
kid, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting, dude. I want kids. I want to be a dad. I want to, dude. Here's my goal. You ready?
Yeah.
I want to keep doing this music thing, the podcast. I want to do the first off this podcast. I know that it's not great right now, but I want to. It's okay because I'm just starting. I look at it like the music. Like I just putting this shit up on SoundCloud is how I
Well, I
look.
mean, yeah, and the thing is like it can't get better unless you start here. You know?
100%. And so 10 years down the line, I'm 40 years old. I got the music catalog sold. I'm still playing shit when I want to. I'm making music because I have to because it's innately in my blood. But I'm
Yeah.
doing this podcasting on a massive level. And
Yeah.
then I want to be the guy who's coaching the youth hockey team in a small town somewhere.
Sick.
That's
That's
like
sick.
that and
And you
just
can do your
dropping.
podcast from anywhere.
Yeah,
So
100%. That's
you're
what I
good.
want. I don't need to be famous anymore. I
Yeah.
just want to just do the pod and I want to have a ton. I'm gonna have tons of music homies that like me and the wife and the kids are just gonna pull up at their shows. But I just want to be in like a small town and just be like that cool dad that's like coaching the youth hockey team.
Dude,
That's the
because
goal.
you can make, you can really make a difference that way too. A
Yeah.
tangible difference where you can see it. Sometimes we are helping our like people with our music, but you don't necessarily feel it, because you're so worried
Yeah.
about like, oh, my video didn't do so well. And it's like, well,
Yep.
yeah, but you might have saved one person's life type
Dude,
shit,
great point. Yeah, like it's like
So
okay, cool. Like these podcasts, it's like this gets like it gets a couple thousands of streams audio wise,
yeah,
but YouTube wise, I'm starting a new YouTube channel for this podcast. It currently has one subscriber. Like
yeah,
before, it's like a couple hundred people are gonna watch it,
yeah.
but put a couple hundred people in the room. Maybe 20 people needed to hear this
Dude,
though.
and you clip it up, dude,
Flip
and
it
you say
up.
like, dude, how this guy got scammed for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like
Come on,
people,
I'm already on that. I
yeah,
got
dude, you
got
get
hard when
that.
you started talking about that shit.
Yeah, dude, that's good. Yeah, so fucking clip
Yeah,
that. But yeah, so I mean, but having like a tangible thing where you wake up and be like, oh, I made this brand new human happy, and like, oh, she learned to say something today or something like that. You're like, oh, my hard work like really did something today, and
right, right.
I kept this human alive at the end of the day, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, 'cause sometimes I can't even keep myself alive. So,
I know that's what I'm saying, and then, dude, I'm telling you what, bro, if nothing made me grow up faster and learn to like
mm,
make shit happen than having a kid. Cause it's like, oh, like when you're a dad or when you're not a dad, but you're, like say I didn't have a kid or didn't have a wife or whatever, I would just get up at fucking noon and be like, well, nothing really matters. I'll do that tomorrow. It's like, no,
yeah,
your kid's up at 7. She shit her pants. She needs to eat. Like, and it's like, you can't sit lay in bed like a fucking loser,
no,
bro.
you
Get
have
up.
to
And
move.
it makes you like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like
that's
you can
great
skip
then.
work, you can skip college, but you can't skip like helping this human being. So it's like that
Wow,
made me grow up to be like that became like made me became a man faster than anything.
that's incredible. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, guys. Do you have any final thoughts you'd like to say?
Uh no, but come see us on tour. Dude, you have more monthly listeners in Germany than I do. So, but here's what we're going to see though. We're going to see how well monthly listeners translate over. And if it doesn't, it's not a big deal because we'll have people come regardless, but you have a
Yeah,
shit ton of people listening to your music. So
yeah.
I think the goal is, dude, there's things on Spotify where you can put like $100 behind and you can target active
I'm
listeners
by
in
the way, just so you
Germany.
know,
Yeah.
I am doing it. I
Yeah.
am doing
Yeah.
the thing. We got the capital. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not going across the pond and
They'll get a thing
not.
when they open up their Spotify. It'll be like Matt Corman's coming on tour. And if you hit those
You can do
active
that
lists,
on
oh
Spotify?
yeah, dude, I just
What
learned
do you
about
mean?
it.
Oh
Yeah,
no, no.
dude. Yeah, dude. I'm
What?
gonna put like a grand into it. I'm gonna see if it
Yeah,
works. See if it
I'll be
works.
too.
It's
Fuck.
called like it's called like Showcase or something,
And
and
it
you
does
can
a
put
concert.
yeah, dude. It'll say like how do I do this? But
I know they did it for music, but I didn't know you could do it for events. Wait, what the fuck? I would have been doing this for my shows.
yeah, so it says campaign create a showcase. We're gonna do this real quick just for fun.
Yeah, shits and giggles and shits.
Yeah, continue. Let me sign in real quick. Stupid Spotify. Okay. Let me just do this. I'm sorry. We can cut this part out, but I want to show you. Okay, log in. And you can go to a showcase. It's easier on your computer. So you can go to campaign. You can go to like I need my new song, whatever. So right now it's active. So it spent 24. So like intent
Like,
rate,
does
which
it
what
help
does
you
that mean?
with stuff?
Anyways, you can go to you can make a fucking thing and it's called Marquee and Showcase. But you go to Showcase and then it says like, do you want it to say new song? Do you want it to say coming soon? Do you want to say like welcome back? And then there's one that says on tour, and
Get
it'll give a
out of
thing
here,
where
bro. I'm going to hammer it.
yeah. So you should. I'm gonna try it when we go on tour and to see if it works. Like, dude, even if you spend it and say you spend like $500 and it's like if 50 people get a ticket, you already made more than, you know what I mean? It's worth it.
Yeah,
So it's
dude,
like,
I didn't know that. I thought they only did it for songs. I'm
yeah,
gonna do it for the shows for sure, dude. I'm gonna put a budget behind it because I'm telling you, I don't want to show up there. One, I want to pull my weight, and two,
yeah.
I already told you I don't know who's gonna show up. Like at least like we know
But you might
that.
as well go all the way because you're like, oh
Yes,
shit, 50 people actually showed up. Like I can just come back and do
yeah,
this myself, you know?
of course, dude, and it's
Yeah.
like for content too. So it's just like I don't know. I'm gonna check that out though. But dope.
Yeah, do
I
it.
mean,
It's
I'll
called
try it for
Showcase.
America because I'm doing an American one in May. So
By yourself?
me and Ollie again.
Sick.
We're doing it again. We're pretty much going to the markets that like worked for us. We're kind of like
Yeah,
dismissing
might
the
as
ones
well.
that were like, nah, the San Diegos of the world. You know what I
Love it.
mean? But
Sorry, San Diego.
yeah,
Keep it
yeah,
classy.
yeah, keep it keep it classy. All right. Thanks for tuning in another episode, Matt Corman Podcast. Peace.
Peace.
All right, great work, dude.
Sick. So it just stops